What's up, everybody? 6/1/2024. Welcome to the High Performance Trader Weekly Recap. Let's go. Today's going to be a phenomenal day. We're going to be breaking into trades that we took in week ending in 5/31, right? So hold on one second. Let me just get a couple things situated here before we start off. Okay. All right. So basically, right, this week has been a short week. Monday was off due to Memorial Day, right? And really what I want to be diving into for today's webinar, right, is once again using the moving averages, using the structure, right, using the critical levels, previous day high, previous day low, open, close, right, and just some trades that we took, why we took them, and things we were looking at, which really helped us put the trades on. See, so many traders talk about why they take trades, why they don't, but no one really talks about what's the leading contributing factor to making them put on those trades, right? So, Debo, what is good, brother?
Top of the morning, Josh.
Let's
Glad to be on, and I think it was a fantastic week, and I'm glad to get into it. I took like a couple weeks off, or like maybe a week and a half off, and really happy to be back with the team. Amazing day yesterday, live trading, and I'm excited to get into it.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Tell me, how's the weather in California right now?
Oh my gosh! Right now it's probably like 63. It
Oh,
got down to just like 60 at night.
oh,
It's nice. Like I could walk around in the morning with a hoodie and sweats, and
oh.
then like probably around noon, I'll get down into shorts and a t-shirt. It's just blue sky. You know what? It has not rained since I left New York. I have not seen rain. That's just so crazy.
Bro, that is official though, dude.
Everything's green out here. It's
Oh,
amazing.
he said everything's green, bro. See, New York. See, we're not used to that sort of stuff in New York, man. Listen, I love New York, born in New York, raised in New York. Okay, cool. But when one of my boys is out in Cali doing some big things, I gotta hear about it, bro. I'm so happy, bro. This is so official, dude. Shout out to Darren, man. He's got an internship at Tesla. Dude is killing it. Definitely deserves it. Been my boy for a while. He's putting in the work, bro. He is like the definition of the high performance trader, right? This dude is just a high performer in every area of his life, bro. And that's why we really said that when me and Darren started HPT, that was the goal. The goal obviously was to trade, get good at trading, but more importantly, dude, trading's a lifestyle, right? Like you got to be a high performer in every aspect, dude. And that's exactly what Tebow's doing out in Cali, still putting in the work, still showing up to the charge every day. I fucking love it, bro. I'm so happy to have you back.
Hell yeah, man. This team is everything.
All
Team
right.
is everything. And make sure you're sharing your screen, Josh. If you haven't
Yes.
done it yet.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let me go over here. Screens. Boom. Um, hold up. What's going on here? Okay. Hold up. Discord. Let me do it like this. Okay. Boom. And come over here. Okay, screens, check, screen 2, go live, boom. Okay, let's pull up TOS, cool. Okay, all right, so short week this week. Basically this is the week starting right after Memorial Day, right? So Monday we were donezo. Let me see here. So we started on, what was that? It was going to be 5/28, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, correct. Okay, so 5/28. Okay. Okay. So first things first, right? I kind of want to go through. I mean, we do this every single webinar, right? I want to go through larger time frame analysis before the trades, before the day, because it's super important. Due to the fact every trade we take has a contributing factor of using the larger time frame, right? It's so important. I think we must break it down before we go into the day, right? So this is kind of what the day looked like. We were getting a nice push into this 53162 level, right? Which was broken below on Thursday from the previous week. Okay, pre-market, we rip into it, and then we fall below the 1 hour 9, right? So the 1 hour 9, we fall below PDH End of day is right here. Let me just label these real quick. EOD on the right. Let's go right here. Okay, boom. Okay, so we're coming into it, and and then we break previous day high. Let me whip out. So these are the trades I took for the day. I took two losing trades on in the morning, and then a nice little push to the downside over here on SPX. Okay, so let me come over here. And I'm sure you guys could remember. Tuesday was a little frustrating for me, at least. The morning sold off. I want to highlight right here the 50 EMA. Check this out, Debo. Right, I'm definitely interested to hear what you have to say about the 50 this day. Right, notice here how we open right on PDH. Right, so we got open print, we got PDH, we got the battle, and then we close below that 50. Right now, that's something that I heard you say yesterday that I want to dig into a little bit more. I like that concept. I like what you're doing with it. And check it out here though. We open on it, PDH battle, boom, close below it on this candle, right? The second 5-minute candle. Then we come up, tag the 50, tag PDH. We get a really nice sell off. Like I did not take that trade, but I just really admire that trade right there from PDH down to end of day. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is the strategy, or at least I guess I want to say the framework which I'm trying to trade in is basically if the cloud turns red, so it has to be green. If it turns red and any 5-minute candle closes below the
Oh.
50, that is technically a sell signal.
Wait,
Uh,
wait. So if the cloud has to be green and then turns red.
yes, yes,
Oh.
and
Ooh.
and also yes, yep. And so there was one example this week where we opened up and the cloud was green already, and
Just like this.
I
Yeah.
think that was
This would definitely fit criteria. Look at
Thursday.
green.
Oh yeah, see, yeah. So it was slightly green, but here's the thing. At least for me, whenever we open up after a holiday on a Monday, we have a short week. It's a long weekend. I tend to notice that those days, the market takes a while for whatever kind of dust to settle from.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to trade. Everybody's
Yeah.
excited to be back on the charts.
Yeah.
And I will say I probably don't get the highest quality setups on this day.
The
And not to
first.
say that it can't happen. It's just like on a balance of probabilities, I would say you want to avoid it.
Yeah.
And in this case, there was not really a real cross. I mean, all the EMAs were just piled up on top of each
Yeah.
other. See, in pre-market, we kind of just consolidated.
Yep.
So when you see stuff like that, I would say, it's not as high quality of a
Yeah.
setup versus later on in the week when you see the cloud, starts to be really green at the open.
Yeah.
And then it crosses more aggressively.
Yeah.
I feel like that will signify more of a shift in conditions than
Yeah.
what happened, on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is technically the strategy, and if you programmed a computer to to give you a signal based on that criteria, technically it would have given you a sell signal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You just
Yeah.
think of these different situations and realize, maybe this isn't the most high probable
Yeah.
opportunity. And I held off on this.
Yeah, I did too. I did not make a move until this candle right here. I took this long right here, targeting PDH. And if you look at SPX here, it was very similar, but that was let me see, hold up. Right here. So this is what it looked like on SPX. Notice the 50 holding, 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 um, holding, comes up, tags the cloud. At this point, I'm looking for a long targeting SPX open print all the way up at the top. But I'm staying observant to what's happening on SPY. Notice here, price rallies right into it and then rejects immediately. And these were one of the trades where I did not take the profit I wanted to right here. It did happen fairly quickly. I mean, literally, I think it hit it once, hit it twice, And I mean, the high was 532.9 on this candle, and then completely rejects the candle and stops me out of the trade, right? And this was one of the trades though I was proud of. Like when I stopped out of this trade, it was for around I think like 12%. This was like,
Nice.
yeah, and it was because of this candle right here. Like one thing I realized that's pretty highly probable is when a candle can wipe out the candle in front of it, it usually means something, right? Like when it completely wipes out the open of the previous candle, I think Todd calls that a bear 180, right? Like when it completely just whoop whips right through. It's telling me that those buyers aren't as strong as I thought, and yeah, and then right, so I get in this trade, I get stomped out, then I get back in the trade, right? Because I felt like sellers to not take advantage of this 50 pretty well. I wanted to take a long back into this. Looking back, I'm not really pumped on this second trade I took, but I was able to capture a quick move up into this level, right? And once again, that PDH just really didn't, we weren't able to hit it. So I really wasn't able to get the return I wanted. And then price then reversed. And then once we snap back below this cloud here, I stopped out of my trade. Keeping the loss very minimal, right? And that's what I love about these moving averages and how we trade them. And and it's not just the moving averages, right? It's the knowledge we've accumulated, right? Where we can now spot if the trade's not going my way, I could get out before my entry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what dude, that is worth more than gold, right? Because think of all those losing trades that a trader takes where he's taking that full 30, full 30, full 30. Not every loss needs to be a 30. You start to realize losing becomes a more valuable skill than winning almost, right? So got stopped out of that, and then we came up for the retest of the cloud, right? Where I then took the market short right here with my stop above the 50. Almost got stopped out right here, but I had my stop right at the top of this candle, right? So I had my stop right around here, around 530. Got in this trade right here at around 529.80, right? 20-cent stop, super high and tight, and caught a nasty move all the way down to here, which paid very handsomely. So I was
I love
actually,
that stop.
what's up?
I love that position for that stop loss.
Yeah,
It's perfect. It's
yeah,
at the top of a candle. It's after an aggressive move. It lines up with the 50.
yeah,
So many good things about that risk
yeah.
right there.
It
That's what we have to do. We have to sit in front of the charts and wait until an opportunity arises.
yes,
Easily deny a risk, and then we put it on, and then we put on a trade. I
yeah.
just love it. Great example.
Yeah, well, bro, and this is the thing. You know what I love about viewing the market this way, Debo, is if this trade goes against me and I stop out, bro, if buyers take this level, it's extremely probable that market's gonna rally, right? Like,
Yeah, that's a bull 180.
yes,
That would be like a bull 180. Like we were
yes.
talking about before.
So it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. It doesn't. I still have the knowledge. Dude, we have the skills and the knowledge it takes to take a loser and turn it into a massive winner, right? And that happened to me Friday as well. It happens to me every day. Anytime I take a loss, at least, I like to take trades that are around levels that are gonna sit here and tell me the story. So even if I'm wrong, dude, like the long I took, once I got stopped out of this trade, it was a clear indication that buyers cannot hold, and it was a good idea to go short. And then caught a beautiful move here for almost $1.50 on SBX that that made all the money back for these losers and more. And that's the definition right there of what we do. And then look at how the cloud comes up, retest, can't beat it. I don't know why I didn't take that one short. I should have. That was a beautiful short play. I must not have been in front of the chart at that point. But that was another beautiful retest of the cloud right there. And I'm sure all the HBT members right now can relate with what the clouds are doing. Because look at this, dude. If we were to get rid of the cloud here, Darren, this would have been a possible okey doke for the old trader on our team, right? Like, oh, end of day retest didn't hold. It's even holding the 9. right? That would have been criteria for me to enter short right there. Break, come up, retest, holding the 9 DEMA. But now, obviously, it makes more sense to wait for the retest of the cloud. And then, dude, just look at how it retested that, dude. Oh,
Yep. But here's the thing. It was chop all day until that point, and you
yes.
stayed patient, waiting for an opportunity to capture a move and to find your risk, and you found it. And look how late in the day it happened.
Yeah.
This is how it goes.
Yeah.
You have to be able to sit on your hand and just watch the chop and realize, okay, price is moving, but it's not for me. It's not. You don't see your edge.
Yeah.
You're not trading. And trust me, I know how it gets. If you get late in the day, you're like, damn, I spent all this
Yeah.
time looking at the chart. I gotta do something now.
Yeah.
And you have to know what you need to look for. Because if you don't know what you need to look for, then you're gonna just act on emotions and be like, okay, I just want to put on a trade and then be done for the
Yeah.
day, even if it's a loss.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's not a profitable way of thinking.
No. And once you start to make that shift, bro, it's crazy because it's like once you start making that shift of what you're talking about right now, that's what we call awareness, not analysis, right? Like becoming aware of like, okay, I want to put on a trade. It's 1 o'clock. I want to put on a trade. I've taken 2 losses. This is where maybe revenge trading comes, maybe this, maybe that. Instead, it's like, nope. What do I need to see to put on a play, maintain risk, boom. And it's crazy. We've seen it. It's literally, I've turned that weakness into a strength because now I'm always prepared for the last half of the day because most of my money comes from these plays after 12, after 1 o'clock, bro. It's insane. It's nuts. And it's wild because usually after all the chop comes the continuation of some sort. So that was Tuesday. Great play. Next was Wednesday, right? Wednesday was a bit of a tough day for me. I took 2 L's this day. Let me see. Hold on. No, 1 L. Just took 1 L. And let's break it down. Very, very, I couldn't trade them. So I had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday morning. I couldn't get in front of the charts until around like 12. But let's break it down as if just like any other day, right? So we have our critical levels, right? We got PDL right here. We have EOD. Okay, so this is PDL. Then we have previous day high, right? We could leave that right there. And then end of day was way up top. And then we sink below previous day low, right? In pre-market. And now we're coming down to that daily time frame level. And we're coming down, though, too. I think it's important to highlight what day was this. This was 5/23/24's EOD, right? This was a very important level going into Wednesday, right? So you could see here, we kind of open up at that level, right? That 526 level I got right there. We open up on it, right? And look at this morning session, dude. I shout out to you, Darren, because I seen you in the Discord catching this. This was beautiful, bro. You want to walk us through this?
So on that one, I think I had a little bit of a demand zone from I want to say Thursday, the prior week.
Yeah.
And also I had previous day low as a big price
Magnet.
And also, I wanted to play into this one, but I wanted it to be a scalp. Right from the beginning, I knew that I was fighting conditions. I mean, we dropped below the previous day low. Whenever you're trading below previous day low, you should be looking for a short play.
Yeah.
However, I was treating this as a scalp. I took my profits exactly when I should, actually. And I wasn't expecting more out of it than I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I held a runner and I exited it somehow at the perfect spot. Broke through the previous day low. Don't ask me how, but I got out literally like.
You do get an intuition sometimes, bro. It happens to me all the time.
Like I could have held that runner through previous day high, and then it would have, I don't know when I would have gotten out of it if it turned against me, but like
down here.
If you have a runner, understand the situations which you're trading, and understand what the possibility of the market trading further in your direction. And I realize, look, we're below a daily time frame level. This is a very, very high chance that sellers could come in here, and I didn't want to sit around and trade on the if that happens, then I'll get back in a trade.
Yeah.
But for now, I want to reward myself for the trade that I put on.
Yep.
And take my profits, because there was no drawdown on this trade. I mean, like,
Minimal.
no drawdown.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't wait for the trade to move against me to get out of my final position.
Right.
I took profits when that candle was green, all
Yeah.
the way up. Boom, I exited.
Yeah.
And it was a small trade. It was a very small trade, but it was a scalp. I mean, I probably held for 15 minutes, maybe max. And I mean, I liked this. I liked this bullish engulfing candle that just cleared right through that cloud.
Yeah. And
And then I found my entry shortly after. I believe I entered on the 10-10 candle on the 5-minute.
yeah.
And there was this wick that came down.
Right here.
Oh my God! I was so close to getting out there. So
Yeah.
close. And I really told myself I wanted to wait for that candle to close, even if it hurt. But it
Yeah.
was small size, remember? Because technically I was trading against conditions.
Yep.
It was a small trade.
Yep.
And I held through it, and I'm happy I did. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's what I did here.
Well, what I love about this trade is, right, like, okay, notice the 50, we're below it. Notice we're below PDL. A lot of bearish things here. Yet you're still able to trade in the present enough to understand buyers are in control, and you're not going to assume or predict that sellers are going to defend the 50. You're not assuming anything. You're going, dude, what's happening in front of me right now? Buyers just cleared this cloud. They're holding 526 demand. They're holding the cloud. You're getting your crossover, right? And then you don't know what's going to happen right here. You have no idea. So, and this is what's important, because it's so easy to sit here and go, oh yeah, of course Darren long this. But when this happened, it wasn't so easy to tell, right? So you being able to go, okay, like this candle snapped the cloud, right? This is when we open below the 20, close above the 9, that's very or the other way around, but that's very bullish. And now it's consolidating and it's bouncing off the moving averages. I'm gonna long this with my stop below, and put on some risk here, even though we're in overall bearish conditions. So that was a really good move, bro. It was a really good move.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and then price came down. Where did I? And then look at the range we were in all day, bro. It was not that day. Hold on.
Yeah, previous day high was strong that day.
Yeah, dude, it was very bulletproof.
Stay low, sorry.
Yeah. So price then what I do on SPX, I came over here. Okay.
Josh, I gotta step away for like 2 minutes. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so then so basically the trades I took, price came down. I got to the market a little bit late. Notice here, SPX, we dropped below open print, very bearish. That open print couldn't hold, drops below, comes up for the retest over here at 52775, right? Where I then took the market short, looking to target the lows, and I got a pretty all right move down to here, but I did not take profits when I should have. I should have at least trimmed right there. I was up around like 28%, so there was no reason not to. And then the market just completely turned around and started to rally right back up into the highs, right? And and this is one of the candles I want to talk about right here. This 1215 candle. Notice right here. This is once again yet another bull 180, right? Where in a market's moving downward, it's trending downward, but this green candle completely wipes out the candle before it. These are the candles you have to keep an eye on. These are gonna tell you a lot, right? Where you open up and close above the open of the previous candle. Look at the push we got after that, right? So a nice push off this candle into the 50 would have been a beautiful trade right there as well. So learning to spot those candles is super important to any trader in the world, right? So get in the habit of seeing those candles. Okay, that was Tuesday. Really not much else that happened that day. I did not like the chop. It was back and forth. I could not find an entry. And anytime that starts to happen and you start getting a bit frustrated, walk away. Just walk away from the chart, dude. It always is worth it to walk away, right? Like there's no reason to sit here and frustrate yourself. If you're not really seeing your edge, due to price action, step away. So, okay, that was Wednesday. Next is Thursday. Had a really good day on Thursday. I want to break down our edge. So, first thing I want to break down is this is where 5247 was introduced, right? So, first things first, let's label our critical levels, right? We got previous day low, which is right here, which was literally, hold up. Almost hit. Okay, so we got previous day low. That's the only one that really matters on this day at least. Okay, so then we drop below that 52470 level, right? And I want to show you guys where I get this level. It's from the daily time frame. So you're going to notice here on the daily time frame, this is what we call a bullish break and retest, right? This is a area of resistance, right? Right here, this yellow line. And we've broken above it, and it's been acted as now support, right? This is very bullish. Now, we're opening below that level. That's very bearish, right? We're opening all the way, actually like right next to it. So let's see here what happened. We open below it, rip down, come into the level, and get a beautiful, nice little rejection right here, right? We get a breakdown, price comes up, rips into the 50 EMA, rips into the cloud, and starts to sell off, right? So I want to show you here, just once again, the power of that 50, right? That 50 EMA is extremely valuable, right? Like if you're in a long and you can't get above that 50, get out of your long. If you're in a short and it's off the 50, you're usually making the good decision. Break below, comes up, retest the cloud. This would have been a perfect entry. I didn't enter it. I wanted to enter it. I didn't enter it though. And then price sells off and then comes back up, starting to get some chop here. And this was the day that SPX's price action just stopped just displaying, right? So if I pull up SPX over here, you're going to see right here is where price action just like shut off, and then it reopens right here, right? So I first took the market long on this candle coming back down to that 50, right? So price came down, tagged the 50, comes up. I take the market long right around 52405, right? 52405, 52407. And my stop was 52373, the bottom of this candle, right? Now, this one stung a little bit. I'm not going to lie. My stop's right here at 52374, bottom of this candle. And price comes down, gets back below that 50, sells off, hits my stop, and then rallies. Once again, what do we see? A bull 180. Right? These candles, dude, I didn't even think of this before this webinar. I didn't know that we've seen 4 of these this week. But look at how this candle wipes out all this, right? This is very bullish. We have to be able to see this. So then price rips up, comes down, tags the cloud, comes into the cloud, long the market, long the 50, once again, and I caught a beautiful move up here on SPX all the way to the 50, right? So I was able to snap back there from that trade, and it was really good. It was a really good trade. I didn't like fighting the conditions of the market that much, but just like we were talking about in the previous day, you have to remain aware of what your edge looks like, even if the overall trend is bearish. You cannot let some contributing factors keep you from acting on your edge, right? Learn to see your edge. Learn to play those candlesticks. Learn to play those moving averages. Learn to play those critical levels. Learn to play off the information that's right in front of you, right? Like, all too often, I'm going to show you a trade I took on Friday where I was assuming just because we were below a critical level that sellers were going to come in. So don't assume. Assume makes an asshole out of you and your equity curve. Do not do it. Focus on the candlesticks right in front of you and play off those, right? So that was my second trade. And then once again, we got this beautiful HBT pattern right into the cloud where I then caught another beautiful, beautiful trade, right? So I took it on the SPX. You're going to see right here. Once we fell below that 50 on SPX, you notice we come down, come up into the cloud. And this is where I took the market short. And I was targeting downside targets, right? And just caught a beautiful move off the 50, right? And once again, right, like, let me show you what it looked like on the 2-minute. The 2-minute cloud is highly effective, right? Like, do not sleep on the 2-minute cloud. The 2-minute cloud is literally, it's just like any other cloud. And that's why these clouds are so important, right? And, we call them clouds, but what they really are just moving averages. And what they really do is help you measure the trend of price, right? I mean, check it out. Price is ripping into an area of value, right? Where we get a rejection. Look at this candle right here. Opening above the 20, closing below the 9. These are the candles we were just talking about. So once this happened, we closed below it. Now we're coming up, right? And then when price action looks like this is when I'll whip to the 2-minute and go, okay, what's happening on the 2-minute here? And then I'll see the 2-minute dropping below the cloud, cloud's turning red. We come up into the cloud to take the market short, right? My stop on this is going to be above this candle, right? And was able to capture a beautiful move to the downside here on SPX. Literally, it was over a $15 move on SPX, which is $1.50 on SPY. Very good move, right? And so when these are selling off like this, I have my finger on the sell order, right? So I'm on my phone with my contracts up, and I'm watching the premiums just skyrocket, and then I'm watching the chart. And once we come here into 52374, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna book this. We literally come into it, hit it. Don't go, oh, I'm going to make more money. Don't go, oh, what if it keeps going? I don't care. I'm locking in over 100. I think it was like 190, almost 200% return on this trade. I don't care. I don't care about how much money I'm up. I'm watching price hit my target, and I'm booking it. Not sticking around for anything else. These sort of plays are super volatile. They happen very fast. If you hesitate on SPX, it will cost you a lot of money. Right? I mean, if you hesitate on anything, it's going to cost you money. But if, like me and Darren were just talking about, if you're aware that the trade you're taking is a scalp, treat it like one. Don't treat it like a scalp and then turn it into something else. Stick to your plan, stick to your process, lock in your equation. So.
Yeah, I'm back, Josh.
Okay.
I like what you just said, because so many times, you can get into a trade and you're like, all right, it's just a scalp. And then it keeps moving in your direction,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, wait, maybe it can be more.
Yep.
And you try to turn something that originally was a scalp into a long-term play,
Yep.
and you end up getting fried.
Yeah.
Because you held most of your position and let it turn back on you.
Yeah. Dude, I used to do that on these so often, Darren. Like, I would hop in these trades towards the end of the day on SPX. I'd be up significantly, and I would, like, freeze. And then next thing you know, on this one pullback, dude, these contracts went up to over $1,000. On this one pullback, they were right next to my entry price. They were like, yeah, dude, this pullback costs literally. You buy the contract for like I think like $280, right? Like one out of the money. I'm like $3 away from the money on SPX, right? Which is like 30 cents on SPY. And now we've ripped down, dude, almost a $15 move. And you got to think, this rips all the way back up, right? So you need to be like, late. If I hit my target, I'm out, right? So unless there's other circumstances like Friday, which we'll get to. But look at, dude, but just look at here how price drops, comes back up, tags that 50. Once again, bro, the cloud, the 50, the rejection is worth so much, bro. That knowledge, just to have that knowledge, dude, can make you so much money. It's not complicated. Learn to keep it simple, dude. I had someone on Instagram the other day talking shit. Oh, it's too simple. It's not though. It's really not that. It's not complex. It doesn't need to be. Um, Dude, use the moving averages. They're phenomenal. I don't even care which time frame you use. Just use them. Very beneficial
You
here.
gotta know what you're, you have to know how you're using them.
Yes.
You know, is it the same every single time? No. Is it sometimes gonna hop above the 50 and then come back down? Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
This is where, it's if you're expecting something to be so easy that you can just
Yeah.
follow it, exactly, and as soon as it goes above the 50, you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it very difficult for yourself. Like
Yeah.
you have to add some sort of awareness,
Context.
sort of yes, context.
Yes.
For example, on that little retest to the 50, right before it, we had a green bar ignored.
Yeah.
I want to say like 4 candles before it.
Right here.
We had it there. Right there.
Yep.
And so that's a green bar ignored. So there's buyers that are trapped there.
Yeah.
Now we come back, that wick back into the 50. What is that wick doing?
Yeah.
Yes, it might be going a little bit above the 50, but what it's doing is it's allowing those buyers to stop out and to give way to sellers.
Fuel.
That's why it went above the 50.
Yes.
I don't know if that's why it went above.
Yeah.
But at least it allows you context to not doubt the strategy.
Yes.
And maybe say, okay, I'm going to put my stop above that green.
Yes. That's it, dude. It's all about using these tools to understand the context and what the market's telling you, right? Great call out right there with that green bar ignored, bro. I didn't even notice that. Now, what makes this bar ignored, just for all the viewers watching too, is how this candle wipes out the bottom of it, right? Like that right there is a pretty good indication that whatever buyers are here were literally just fried, right? There was another one, Darren. Look at this one, Darren. Look at this candle. Where was it? Right here. Look at this candle. I didn't know we had these many bull 180s, bro. Look at, boom,
Yeah.
boom, another one, right? Dude, this candle right here stopped me out of my long play because I put my stop and I put my stop right below this candle, and then this happened, boom. And I'm like, okay, come back to the cloud, come back to the 50, long the market. Bro, I've taken a lot of trades these past couple of weeks off the 50, but they were coupled with the cloud. They were coupled with the market context. They were coupled with the story we were playing. So I love it, bro. It's just another great tool to use. I mean, look at this. I must have stepped away, but look at this move. You could have caught right here as well. Just disgusting, dude. I just love.
Yeah. The other thing with these moving averages is when I first discovered them, it's not necessarily that the trades that it helped me put on a ton of winning trades, but what it did more was stop me from longing the market.
Yes.
When we were in a red cloud.
Yes.
And even if you just put on the same number of winning trades, but you eliminate all the shitty, buckshot trades where you're just firing into the dark, hoping to make a winning trade. These clouds eliminated that.
Yeah.
Just trading just to try to get something.
Yeah.
And when you're solely focused on trading with that cloud, you can eliminate so many shitty setups.
Yeah.
That's almost what it does more than helps me
Yeah.
win, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
No,
when you
dude.
cut down on your losing trades, that's also
It's winning.
bringing you closer to profitability.
Yeah.
Winning, yeah.
Dude, that's like, look at this, Darren. This could have been an old demand rejection. Look at Bayesian candle coming out of demand, right?
Exactly.
Like
See, right there. Yep.
this is used to be long criteria, but now what am I neglecting?
Prime example right there.
Yeah. What am I neglecting? I'm neglecting the fact that all the moving averages are telling me different. I cannot and will not long into any of this anymore not because it's wrong, not because it's this, but because one thing is low probability. The chances of breaking that
Yeah.
50, the chances of breaking that cloud and breaking that 50 are extremely low. Not saying it's not going to happen, saying it's low probable. I'm more focused on taking trades. I used to say all these words, but not really do it. I thought, oh, it's a high probability setup. Why? Because you like the way it looks? No, right? Like, how can you determine its probability if you're not using any factors to determine it, right? Like, so, and that's where I think a lot of traders, I used to be one of them, would make mistakes is because I would be like, why am I actually taking this trade? Because I like the way it looks? Because of FOMO? Because it's 1 o'clock? Or is it really holding my strategy, holding my edge, right? Like there's been a lot of cloud retests that I took this week that were profitable, but I didn't feel good while taking them because I didn't like the way they looked or whatever. You know what I mean? But I was like, no, this is my strategy. This is what makes money. This is what works. I'm gonna do it. So, um,
Hey, real quick, while I was gone, I want to go over a trade that I did in the morning on this day. So I
yes.
did a short play earlier in the day when the cloud turned red. So this is an example where
Ooh.
cloud was green, we broke below it, and closed below the 50. So now I'm looking for an entry, and I waited for a little pullback to that cloud, and I think, to be honest, I think I actually got in on the candle right before where you're hovering.
Right here.
So yeah, I got it on that candle, somewhere near the top of it. I thought it was a good entry, and then we retraced all the way back, and I had to hold. I had to hold until we closed above the
The
cloud,
cloud.
and we didn't, and so I was in the trade. So I had to suffer a little bit of drawdown in the beginning. But long story short, I was up like 55 to 60% on this trade, and I took some profits, but I didn't take it all, and it reversed on me, and I ended up only making like
Yeah.
5 or 10% on this trade,
Yeah. It
which
didn't.
like I have to make some sort of rule for myself where I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to lock in at least 50%
Yeah.
if I want to let a trade run.
Yeah.
And I
I
just
like
wasn't
that.
happy with how much I gave back. I don't even know if it matters if it was a green trade at the end, but I just feel like I
Yeah.
didn't execute my strategy as far as profit taking. I think my entry was great. I'm happy with my entry. I'm happy with how I treated the cloud and everything. But as far as profit taking goes, it was not perfect, and I'd like to find a better way to do that.
I
So
like.
that's the one trade I took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. Well, number one, I love. I love what you're doing here with this candle closing below the 50, and shifting that cloud. We seen you do it Friday. It was fire. It was phenomenal. Um, I like that you're using the pressure from the sellers in the moving averages like that, bro. I really like that. I think it's fire. I like as well. What I think's really doing well for you is that you're not so damn concerned with perfect entries. And I love that. I love it because one and I guess it's how you quote define perfect, right? But like I love the fact that it's not at the cloud, but you're still willing to get in and go, that's okay. I'm playing conditions, but my risk is still accounted for. I love that, bro. I love it.
Yep.
It's like breaking up with that got to be perfect. I think that's so important as a trader, right? That's something I went through for a while. Like I needed the perfect entry, needed this. It's like no, you just need to play the conditions. Um, but yeah, I feel you when it comes to that profit taking, right? And it's like we talk all the time about locking in the equation, but not every scenario is take book profits immediately, right? So, yeah, I would definitely just keep digging into it, right? Keep going through, like you always do, right? Go through your journal, your past trades. How many times does it work? How many times doesn't it? Um, and then go from there. I feel you. This was a hard one because that looked like it was gonna sink too, and then it just didn't have that follow through.
Yeah, I really loved how it was holding below that cloud. It was all looking good. We hadn't even made it to pre-market low yet.
Yeah, it was right there, dude. And then
But
this,
look. Later on in the day, we got the sell-off.
yeah,
It happened.
it's
It
disgusting.
happened. The market needed to do something in the meantime,
Yep.
and that's totally cool.
It's just,
We
it's,
have to be able to allow that to happen
yeah,
and not be butthurt
Yeah. And that way, you know, you're more open to it later in the day. Look at that, dude. Yeah, that was
Right.
wild, bro. I just love what the 50 did here. Dude, look at how the 50 just really like once I start seeing that 50 hold, I that's when that alarm goes off for me. And I'm like, okay, like why? Where? Where's next target? You know what I mean? Like right here, it's not that respected, but right here, it's respected. And on the 2 minute, bro, when you start coupling critical levels with the 50, bro, you get some slamming entries on these trades, bro. Like some of these trades I've been taking, like when I see something like this, I'll whip out the 2 minute and then I'll see it just snug it perfect. I'm like, oh, I'm in that, dude. And there's so minimal drawdown because when you're entering, like when you're using that 2 minute 50, just like this trade I took, it rips down, comes down, I enter short right on the 50 though. You know what I mean? Like this would been perfect example because now your risk is so tight, right? This isn't the best example, but you'll see a lot of these, dude, that where it starts hugging that too. Um, and you can find yourself some great entries, right? You're gonna see that's what happened on this day right here. I mean, look at this right here, perfect little tap right here, the 50, and then this thing just started to rip, dude. And this was right after short play, but yeah, we'll get into that. I mean, then yeah, right here too as well. Look at right where you entered, Debo. I think it's phenomenal how when you entered here using the 5 minute, but look at on the two. I even think on the live you said that, bro. I think you were like, I bet there's a perfect entry here on the 2 minute, and you were on the five. Like it's just it's awesome to see that because it's like you get so in tuned, where it's like you don't need to see it, but you know it's there.
Yep.
All right. So this was Friday. I'm gonna let Debo break this down because he took this trade. It was a beautiful trade. What was going through your mind, bro?
You're cutting out a little bit, Josh.
Oh, okay. Then you just talk. You take this.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday, my main thing that I was watching was previous day high. We had a zone at previous day high, and it was also from the daily time frame back on Thursday from last week, and possibly even it might have even been somewhere near the daily time frame of Wednesday, this week. But we came up into that level. We had buying. Oh, this was an example of where the clouds opened up green, right? So I need to see. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Keep going, bro. You're good. I can hear you. All right, I'm back. Yeah. Look at this.
Um,
Oh, open green, close below it. Boom.
and then we got that bearish engulfing out of that zone, and we cleared out all of the buying, all the price action before that in the day with just those two candles. Bam.
Yeah.
So I got a zone. I got conditions changing. I got the cloud turning from green to red, and on that
Right there.
50 candle, we closed just below the 50.
Yep.
Barely below it.
Yeah.
So now my downside target is previous day low.
Right. So
And now
hold on. Let me stop you.
define my risk.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you real quick, Debo.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we rip into daily time frame 52470, right, which is critical level. Reject it.
Yep.
We wipe all those buyers out. Once we close below that 50, you're now going, okay, I need to get in this somewhere. Targeting
Well,
PDL.
yes, and the thing is, if I didn't have that zone up there at pre-market
Yes,
high
yes.
and at the daily time frame level,
Yes.
totally different story.
Yes.
I probably would have been more hesitant to enter the short play. However,
Well
on the higher
said.
time frames, I had that zone there. So now
Ah.
it changes from something where I'm a little bit hesitant to, okay, I have a setup where it looks like conditions are changing, but I have a pretty damn good reason for them
Yes.
changing, and that's the daily time frame level being
Ah.
affected. So it's the larger time frame context that made me confident to hop in this short play.
Well put, bro.
And it's not just the fact that
Yes.
I didn't entirely base it on the cloud
Right.
changing. Does that make
Context.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That's what we always.
Gotta know what's happening on higher time.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about, and I just loved seeing you act like you acted that out extremely well, bro. Really good. Okay, keep going.
And It was the 955 candle. I let it retrace a little bit,
Yep.
and I believe my entry was around 523.36.
Yeah.
And
It's perfect.
my risk was closing above the cloud, and the
Yeah.
cloud was basically at a very small stop.
Yeah.
Very small stop.
40
Also picked up
cents.
at the stop
Yep.
top of the previous candle,
Yep.
and that gave me phenomenal risk. I
Yeah.
did not wait for the cloud retest, but the cloud retest was included in the risk that I was willing to take.
Yes.
And I put
Focus
on the
more
risk
on
and I was
risk.
waiting to see what happened.
Focus, dude, you're focused more on context and risk than anything. And it worked. It was phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. I love how you didn't. You know what I love here? You didn't, because the reason I didn't take this trade is I didn't like EOD right there. And which is fine, right? But what I love is that you were like, listen, the larger time frame is telling me that the bearish scenario is playing out. That's all I need. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah.
definition of present moment price action, bro. That's the definition of like, okay, based off what's happening in front of me. And if you look at it, bro, like the chances, yeah, I'm not saying buyers can't hop in here at EOD, but the probability of it's extremely small considering the contributing factors that you just spelled out. It was really good, bro. And it literally, then look, all of it opens up, and we got that beautiful move down to PDL, and then pre-market low, and then we rip right into pre-market low, and which would have provided another great short entry in this scenario. I did not take that, but it was beautiful, and I should have took it. I didn't. But Darren, that was a beautiful trade right there, bro. It really was.
Yeah. The only thing I could have done different is maybe hold it for a little bit longer. But I took it when we came down to pre-market low.
Yeah. Well, and
Oh yeah, previous day low.
yeah.
I took it when we hit previous day low.
Well, I wanna
That was my target. Yeah.
I wanna highlight something though, right? Like you've been working on profit taking, and like you stuck to your new, I don't want to call them new, but previously in this webinar you were like, I have to come up with a rule so I don't give back X, right? I mean, in this scenario, if you're down at pre-market low, I mean, if you're gonna hold to the top of the cloud, that's gonna be about $2. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it kind of conflicted your strategy to hold, right? If you held, you would have to give back at least 100% of your return. Not 100%, but a chunk, if not like 3/4 of it, to play out your strategy. And I think you made the right decision to go, all right, listen, there's a high chance we could revisit the cloud, and I have to still hold this. So I'm gonna lock in my profit and go from there.
Exactly. I was trying to, like, whatever. Like I just explained
Yeah.
earlier in the week, I had trouble taking profits. So
Yeah.
this, in a way, was more of like a psychological win. Like, all right,
Yes.
I gotta lock in my strategy. I gotta operate on my rules. Don't care about the money. I just wanna.
Yeah.
I just wanna see an edge.
Act.
Capture the edge, and then reward myself.
Yes.
And then whatever. Like, I'm not in control of if the market could have sold off for the rest of the day, and I don't know that.
It's irrelevant.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I can't control that. What I can
Yeah.
control is where I take profit.
Yep. No, it's completely irrelevant, dude. You're 100% right. I was getting a bit frustrated, right? I couldn't really get in this short. I didn't want to get in the short. I was feeling like I couldn't act the way I wanted to. So I ended up stepping away from the market for a little bit here, right? And I was like, I'm going to come back later. Then price, and this is one thing I'm really pumped with, right? Because it's Friday. There's nothing more I want to do than to shut my computer and go play with my 5-year-old. Nothing, right? And then, she's like, "Daddy, let's play Minecraft." Buy me, like, I'm like, "Oh, hold on, babe," right? I'm getting like, so I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm gonna walk away. Price comes back up into pre-market low, right? And in this trade, I'm not that proud of, and I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like I took this trade because it was the easiest trade to see. Maybe I forgot how we used to word that, Darren, but it like made sense that if I missed this short play, that sellers would come in at PM low. It wasn't a bad trade. I just don't like the fact that I was shorting into the cloud that was green. But one thing this trade did give me was good risk, but it also gave me great context because if my selling position wasn't profitable, there was a high chance that buyers were taking control of the market, right? And this is why I love trading the way we do, because I could go short here, get stomped out of my trade, right? Because notice here, bro, look at this. We could not make a new low, right? Like we had this low right here at 520.48. Then our next lowest was 520.51. Then our next lowest was 520.61. So I'm going, we can't make a new low, but we keep getting the same high. I'm like, this is exactly what acceptance looks like. And I just made a YouTube video on this. I'm like, okay, so sooner or later, if these sellers get stomped out, what does that mean for the rest of the day, right? So notice we're hugging the 50 as well, right? And I'm like, okay, get stomped out of this trade right above 521. And instead of walking away all frustrated and feeling sorry for myself, I'm like, okay, what do I need for a long to EOD and open print, right? And then right here, we came back into that 50, and then we got the bull 180 right here, right? We wiped out the candle in front of it. I'm in this long with my stop right below this candle and caught a nasty move all the way up, and it was a phenomenal move. I ended up getting out of this trade at high of day, so I was able to capture this. What was it, about almost a $5 move over here on SBX for over 400. Yeah, it was. I think at one point I was up over 500%, but I ended up locking in at 466% return on this trade. It was insane. I've seen a lot of these late day rallies. I've never really been a part of one like this. I was blown away, bro. My contracts ended up going to, I think, $1,800, but they closed at the end of the day worth almost $6,000, bro. So it was disgusting. Yeah, it was wild, bro. I was, looking back, I could have capitalized more on it, but I still acted on my edge extremely well. I'm still very proud of this trade, and it just goes to show, right? Like,
Gonna quote you for 460%.
yeah, bro, bro, and it just goes to show the market moves when she wants. We don't get paid to make it move. We get paid to see our edge, because this same edge that I'll act on tomorrow and the next day may not give me this rally. But when it does, it pays. I mean, it pays every time, right? So, just being aware. I wanted to sell so bad at end of day. But I'm not going to lie. The reason I didn't is I didn't get the perfect exit. So this late in the day, I think I bought my contracts for around 280. At this point, they're right around $1,000, right? So I'm up almost $800 per contract on this trade, and then I got a pullback that brought my contracts back down to like 500. So I'm like, oh man, I don't want to let go. Let's see what happens at this cloud retest. And then she just really started to rip. So it's a phenomenal trade, bro. I was blown away.
What's crazy too is I remember earlier in the day, probably around I want to say 11 in the morning, you were like, actually this was after we broke below previous day low, and you were saying, oh, if we make it above previous day low, then move up to high of day would be phenomenal long play. What happened? You stepped away from the market and you waited until that setup showed up, and then you acted.
Yeah, it's insane. And bro, it's wild, because that's what that's what these levels tell us. Like, if sellers didn't defend that, bro, really nothing else made sense. It would have been a massive, like, on the 1 hour time frame, bro. I was like, dude, if we hold above PDL, this thing's gonna rip, because how irregular it would be. Like, look at that. It looks so bearish.
Probably would have taken this trade if you didn't even have the cloud on there.
Yeah.
But what did it do? It added more conviction to your setup, and it probably helped you get a better entry.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a retest on the 50.
Yep.
Anything like that. But you have to use other things in combination with the cloud.
It's so true, bro. It gave me the confidence to trade with who was actually in control, right? Like, you know, I mean, look at this like false breakout above PDL, right? This would have been very easy to get confused on, right? With these two red candles, but the cloud, I mean, the moving averages just really clears that noise out, bro. And it's like, listen, I mean, until we break that, I have to be bullish. Well, if I'm bullish, what's my upside target? EOD, OP, high of day. All right, shit. I'll throw some risk on the table here. I know how much these contracts pay at the end of the day, bro. It was in the last hour of the day, bro. Like these candles were paying over. Like this candle right here was like $300 for. Like, dude, these things were ripping. It was disgusting. Um, Beautiful move. I'm so thankful to be where we're at, bro. And this was a great week. Welcome back, Darren. Looking forward to crushing this week with you, with the team. Thanks everybody for showing up. Everybody have a great weekend. If anyone has any questions, just message me, message Debo. I'll see everybody on Monday.
Yeah, we got CPI week coming up. I'm gonna post news in just a little bit so everyone can see.
Not man.
But I'm really excited for next week, and everyone have a great weekend.
All right, Debo. All right, peace.